All right, hear me out. What if I told you there's a car out there that's over 135 years old
Mm.
and it still freaking runs? I'm talking no gas pedal, no steering wheel, and it runs on steam. Straight up fire and water kind of deal. This ain't some museum prop either. It's called La Marquise, and it's basically the OG of cars. Today, we're going deep into how this wild piece of history was built, how it drives, and why collectors went crazy over it. So back in 1884, a few French dudes, Count Jules Albert de Dion, Georges Bouton, and Charles Armand Trepardou, put their heads together and built this absolute unit. These guys weren't even thinking gas engines yet. Nope, steam was king. And they were all in. The company they started, de Dion-Bouton, rings a bell if you're into vintage car nerd stuff. They built La Marquise as a prototype, a flex really, and turns out it was a banger. Not just the oldest car, but still kicking over a century later. All right, here's the juicy part. How the heck does this thing even move? So here's how it works. It's got a boiler, you pour water in, then you toss in coal, wood, even paper to make fire in a little firebox underneath. After like 30 to 40 minutes of heating, you get enough steam built up. That steam hits two horizontal cylinders which push pistons. Those pistons, they power the rear wheels, old school locomotive style. So yeah, it's basically a steam train, but a car. And once it gets rolling, it can hit 24 miles per hour. I know that sounds weak, but back in 1884, that was lightning fast, bro. Now let's talk looks. This thing isn't really a car like we picture today. It's more like a metallic horse carriage with an engine slapped on it. What makes it wild? No roof, no doors, straight open ride. It's got these giant wagon style wheels and the steering, no wheel, just a handle, called a tiller, kind of like a boat rudder. Braking system, just a lever and a prayer, my guy. If you're behind the wheel, wait, the stick, you got to manage everything. Fuel the fire, control the steam pressure, work the brakes. No cruise control here, folks. Want to hear something hilarious? La Marquise took part in the first car race ever in 1887, a race from Paris to Versailles. Only problem, it was the only car that showed up. So yeah, it technically won. Still, it proved the point. Cars could actually work. This was a legit turning point. So, how much do you think this steampunk beast is worth today? Back in 2011, La Marquise was auctioned off by R.M. Sotheby's. The hammer dropped at $4,620,000. That's not a typo. Yep, someone paid over $4.5 million for a car that takes 40 minutes to start. But hey, you're buying a piece of world history and totally worth it if you've got the cash to burn.
Mm.
So you might be wondering, why does this old hunk of metal matter today? La Marquise is literally the root of car culture. No Ford Model T, no Lambos, no Teslas. Without cars like this kickstarting the whole scene, it was proof that personal travel by car was possible. It was innovation on wheels, way ahead of its time. And get this, it still runs. They actually fire it up at car shows now and then, still puffing along like a champ. All right, let's hit you with some bonus trivia real quick. Rapid fire mode. Only one La Marquise exists. Startup time, 40 full minutes. Named after Count de Dion's mom. Yep. Top speed, 24 miles per hour. Speed demon of the 1800s. Eats up about 20 liters of water per ride. That's more thirsty than your average V8. So, yeah, La Marquise, the oldest, weirdest, and most legendary car that's still cruising in the 21st century. It ain't got AC, Bluetooth, or power steering, but it's got soul, and that's something no supercar can buy. If you thought this was cool, smash that like button, drop a comment telling me your dream classic car, and hit subscribe for more crazy car stories. I drop videos every week, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's next.